Yes, Garima.
Okay, sir. May I start, sir? साथी अगर है तो काफी है हम, निर्भर है खुद पे हम रखते हैं दम। साथी अगर है तो काफी है हम, निर्भर है खुद पे तो रखते हैं दम। छोड़ेंगे ना वीरों कभी तेरा रास्ता, हाँ इस मिट्टी से ही पैदा हुए, इस मिट्टी से देंगे जान। तुझसे ही तो जिंदा हूँ मैं, मेरे हिंदुस्तान। तुझसे ही तो जिंदा हूँ मैं, मेरे हिंदुस्तान। भारत 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 मेरी शान। भां से ही तो जिंदा हूँ मैं, ओ मेरे हिंदुस्तान। तुझसे ही तो जिंदा हूँ मैं, ओ मेरे हिंदुस्तान। Hello and a very good noon to all my Indians. I am Garima from Chemistry Department, and today I am having a pleasure to be the hostess of this event. My best regards to one and all present here. A very warm welcome to this absolutely beautiful, wonderful and auspicious event, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, that brings together so many special peoples like you. As it is said, it's an honor itself to honor your excellency. So, I heartily offer my regards to our guest of honor, Dr. Vikas Verma sir, Associate Professor of Chemistry Department and a Deputy Chief Party. Also, Mr. Pratap Malik sir, the Director of Training and Placement Cell, Dr. Ranjit Singh sir, the Assistant Professor of Physics Department, and Mr. Aditya sir, Assistant Director of Training and Placement sir. Thank you so much to you all for giving this precious time and for making this event more wonderful. रेत की जरूरत हर रेगिस्तान को होती है, सितारों की जरूरत हर आसमां को होती है। दौलत के चक्कर में अपने देश को ना भूल जाना साथियों, क्योंकि अच्छे देशभक्त होने की जरूरत हर इंसान को होती है। Well, the purpose of this event, Azadi Amrit Mahotsav series, organized by Speakathon Club under Training and Placement Cell, is to remind those freedom fighters who have rendered their lifelong services to the country. And the freedom fighter for today's event is none other than Birsa Munda. Freedom in the mind, faith in the words, pride in our hearts, and memories in our soul. So let's tribute Birsa Munda for his sacrifice. So I request to Apuvadi to play a short video as a tribute for this great personality.
वतन ना बेच देना, ये धरती ये गगन ना बेच देना। शहीदों ने जान दी है वतन के वास्ते, शहीदों के कफन ना बेच देना। दोस्तों साथियों हम चले दे चले अपना दिल अपनी जान, ताकि जीता रहे अपना हिंदुस्तान।
Thank you, Apuvadi. Now it's my humble request to Mr. Pratap Malik sir to honor our honorable guest and to put views on this event.
Thank you, Garima. On behalf of Training and Placement Cell, Guru Jambheshwar University of Science and Technology, Hisar, I welcome our today's guest of honor, Dr. Vikas Verma ji, who is Associate Professor in Chemistry Department and also serving as Deputy Chief Warden of our university. And my welcome to Dr. Ranjit Dalalji also, who is program coordinator of this Azadi Amrit Mahotsav series program being run by Speakathon Club of TNP Cell. And welcome to Dr. Aditya Veer, Assistant Director of our TNP Cell, all the volunteers who are working very hard to keep the spirit up for this weekly program. And my special welcome to all the participants who have come forward to take part in this very important event. And the importance of this event is due to the very reason that we are coming close to 75th year of our India's independence, and we thought that on this occasion of our 75th anniversary of our country's independence, why we should not remember and those heroes, remember those freedom fighters which have somewhere been forgotten by the countrymen. So that's why we have initiated this series. And today it's fifth edition of this Azadi Amrit Mahotsav weekly series. And today on this event, on this eve, we are going to discuss about the life and sacrifices of very great freedom fighter of Jharkhand region, which is Birsa Munda. Because we are one country, one nation, so the freedom fighters might have won at any place of the country, but they have fought for the freedom of entire country, entire nation. So that's why it becomes our responsibility to pay our tributes to all such heroes, all such freedom fighters. And Birsa Munda is also one very great personality. You know that Birsa Munda lived only for 25 years. Many students present in today's program are having their age more than 25 years. It may be there, but his complete age, he lived only for 25 years, but he became a historic personality of our India's history of freedom. So, and these type of personalities are to be remembered because they did very great. They made the people of forest aware. They basically organized the people of people living in the forest area, and basically they initiated the freedom against Britishers at that time. So we will be knowing more about Birsa Munda when students will be speaking. But uh, my appeal to all the students is that whenever any such type of event is declared, we should have more and more study about that freedom fighter so that we may be able to uh, give you can say more information and unique information about such personalities. So with this background, again I appreciate the efforts of all the club members and all the participants who have come forward to participate and speak about Birsa Munda. So thanks a lot, and all the best to all the participants. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you so much, sir. Now it's time to announce rules of the event. So listen carefully, everybody. Rule number 1. You have to present the speech in English only. Although any couplets or famous sentences, etc., may be in Hindi or in other languages as well. Rule number 2. When your name is announced by me, only you have to open your audio and as well as video. Rule number 3. Keep in mind all the participants that speech should be of maximum 3 minutes, no lower limit. A warning signal will be given after 2 minutes 30 seconds. So be alert, everyone. Rule number 4. Participants doing paper reading will be disqualified and certificates will not be awarded to those. So you have to avoid paper reading. Rule number 5. You all have to speak on the life of personality, lesson learned, and their relevance in current context. Rule number 6. You all understand that how difficult it is to speak in front of all. So you have to boost the confidence of speaker by claps when he or she answers. I hope you all have understood the rules and will follow these sincerely. It's my humble request to our honorable guest, Dr. Vikas Verma sir, to choose the best speaker among all the participants and announce it at last. Okay, so everybody, Bharat Mata Ki. Everybody unmute yourself and just respond me. Bharat Mata Ki.
Jai.
Jai Bharat Mata Ki.
Jai.
Jai.
There is your Josh. Show me your Josh, everybody, all the participants. Bharat Mata Ki.
Jai.
Jai. Vande.
Mataram.
Vande Mataram. Yes, that's the spirit. So, with this spirit, let's start our beautiful event. So, let's call our first speaker, Lalit, pursuing B Pharma final year from Pharmaceuticals Department. Lalit, please turn on your video and audio. Are you getting me?
Yes, yes. I'm audible and visible.
Yeah, you are audible as well as visible. All the very best, Lalit.
Thank you. Abu Arat Sate Jana, Maharani Raj Tundu Jana. Good evening, everyone. Today's in the event of Azadi Amrit Mahotsav series, we are discussing about the Indian freedom fighter Birsa Munda. As the Birsa Munda born on 15 November 1875, as his date of birth was 15 November, but his birthday was Thursday, as named as Brihaspativar. With his birthday, he has to be known as the Birsa. According to his religion of Birsa Munda religion, his childhood had spent in his childhood completely spent like other Birsa Munda child. In his childhood, he had a lot of interest in playing the flute. When he has to go for the school in the Christian model public school, he has to change his religion from Munda to the Christian. For this, after studying, he has to be study for 2 years in the Christian model school. And after getting off the school, he has realized that the British officer forcefully get changed the religion of the Indians to the British. That in the freedom fighter at just as the age of 20, he did not do anything like as of other freedom fighter. But after that, he realized that we are coming in catch of the British, and we have to work under the British officer, and he does not accept that we have to work under the British officer. Then he came to know that we have to do something for this. Then he joined the people of their nearest villages, and he collected a people of around 7,000, in which the male, females, and children are also included. With these 700 soldiers, he fight with the British officers. Then with his in this fight, many females and children died, and he was cast by the British officers. He has to go for the jail for 2 years, and after that, when he came out of the prison, the Munda Parivar, the Munda welcomes him with very great salute, and then he also again played an important role, and he always try to awake the pupils of the Munda family that they does not have to work under the British. They have their own sides. They have to work with this. With this, he has done many many times with this. From his life, we have to many things we have to realize that we did not lose our freedom. Thank you.
Thank you, Lalit. Your performance was amazing. You performed very well. Okay. So now next, I would like to call Anil Kumar, pursuing BPT first year from Physiotherapy Department. Anil, please turn on your video and audio.
I am audible.
Yeah, you are audible. All the
Hello.
very best, Anil.
Thank you. Hello everyone. Hope you all are safe. Today we have pay homage to one of India's tribal freedom fighter, Birsa Munda, on his death anniversaries. He was born in 1875 in Munda's tribe. He was often called as Dharti Abba, or the father of earth. His birth anniversary on 15 November, which is also the foundation day of Jharkhand state. After his childhood, he converted to Christian and became Birsa David. Because of his study in missionary school, later on his father withdrew him from missionary school. Then he started awaken his pupil about the exploitation done by landlord and Britishers, and revoke them and about the Britishers, and he led the rebellions known as Ulgulan and Munda rebellion. He formed two military units. One is for training and another one is for propaganda and awareness. The British administration was jolted and announced a reward of 500 on his arrest. The British trick worked, and he was informed by some informer to Britishers, and Birsa Munda caught while he was sleeping. Birsa Munda expired at the age of 25 in Ranchi's jail. His struggle led to passing of the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act, in which described as the land of forest, the land of tribal is not given to non-tribals. Everyone can get motivation from Birsa Munda's thoughts, like giving up of drinking liquor, clean up your villages and cities, and don't believe in witchcraft and sorceries. Birsa Munda's thoughts are very relevant in today's context. Like, he urged his people to plant more and more trees and live in honesty. In this pandemic, we also get to know the value of oxygen. So we should plant more and more trees and live with honesty. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Anil. You performed very well. Try, as it is said, try and fail, but never fail to try. So by keeping this thing in mind, let's move to the next participant. I would like to call next participant Priyanka, pursuing BSc Physics first semester from Department Physics. Priyanka, turn on your video and audio. Yes, you are audible as well as visible.
Birsa
All the
Munda
very
slogan.
best.
Birsa Munda slogan, threatening the British Raj, Avar Raste Jana, Maharani Raj Chandu Jana, let the kingdom of Avan be ended and our kingdom be established, is remembered today in areas of Jharkhand, Orissa, and Bihar, West Bengal, and MP. Birsa Munda was an Indian tribal freedom fighter, religious leader, and folk hero who belonged to Munda tribe. He spearheaded a tribal region Miladian movement that arose in Bengal Presidency in late 19th century during British Raj, thereby making him an important figure in history of Indian independence movement. The revolt mainly concerned in Munda belt of Kuhum, Tamar, Sarvada, Bangarhar. He was born on 15 November 1875 at Ulihatu in Lohardangar district of Bengal Presidency, now in Kunti district of Jharkhand. He was the son of Buganda Munda and Karmi Hattu. In his childhood, he went on around with tula in hand and flute strung to his waist. Driven by poverty, Birsa was taken to Aguhata, his maternal uncle's village. He went to school at Salga, run by one Jaipal Nag. As he was sharp in his studies, Jaipal Nag recommended him to join German missionary school, and Birsa converted to Christianity and was named as Birsa David, which later became Birsa Jodh. Birsa started the faith of Birsat. Soon, members of Munda and tribal communities started joining Birsat and it turned into a challenge to British conversion activities. Close to heart of Sardar agitations, the lesson the young Birsa took away is how British wanted to run over local tribal communities through a combination of government, sponsored exploitation, and missionaries' work. As a result, in 1890, he quit the German mission school, gave up Christianity, and reverted to his traditional tribal faith. When he left Chhabra in 1890, he found himself immersed in a full-time struggle against British colonists. Responding to the growth of exploitation of his people, Birsa and his band of royal followers began Ugan, the Great Tumult. The movement sought to assert the right of the vassals as real owners of sale and expulsion of Zamindar and Britishers. It all kick-started in October 1894 when Birsa mobilized a protest march for forest divisions that local Zamindar collected. He believed that forest produces belong to Adivasis. It brings other tribes on one platform. He was imprisoned for 2 years at Hajaribagh Central Jail for his actions after his release. In August 1847, he, along with 400 men, armed his bows and arrows, attacked the Kunti police station. Of superstition, animal sacrifice, alcoholism, known as Dhati Abba, Earth Father.
You are not audible to us.
Although British authorities claim that he
Okay, thank you, Priyanka. Wow, what a nice performance it was. Really, Birsa Munda is a glorious example of true patriotism. So now, next move to the next participant, Sonu Shioran, pursuing MSc first year from Environmental Science Department. Sonu, yes, you are audible as well as visible. All
Hello,
the very
everyone.
best.
Thank you. Birsa Munda was born on 15th of November in 1875 in a district of Bengal Presidency of that time, but it is now located in a district of Jharkhand. And his birthday was on Thursday, and some of the sources also says that his birthday was not on 15th of November, but they said that he was born on 18th of July in 1872 and not in 1875. But as his name he is named after that day according to the Munda custom. And we also know that Birsa Munda was a freedom fighter and have an important role in various fields like he was a freedom fighter, religious leader, and a folk hero who have done a lot of movements for their tribes and our country also. The actions of Birsa Munda accuse the rise out of modern day Bihar and Jharkhand in the late 19th century. Birsa Munda belongs to a very poor family. So he was sent to his maternal uncle to get studied, and there he joins a Christian school, and at that time Christian people are forced to follow the Christian religion, and so Birsa Munda was also converted to Christianism, and his name was to Birsa Munda to Birsa David. And after some time, he left that school, and he thought that there should be some changes in the conditions of tribal members or their community. Like he thought that the tribals are losing their custom, and later he started gathering people after joining a group of Sardars, which group was actively working for the rights for tribal members, and then and he's also worked for the improvement of land laws which were introduced by the Britishers, and those were totally exploiting the farmers and the common people. He worked also for that, and we also know that he is not so well known when we see his importance according to our national history, but he is very important personality when we consider about the history of Jharkhand and Bihar. And his a portrait was also hanged in our parliament also, that states that he is very important personality. And Birsa Munda also worked for thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Sonu. You did very well. दिल में चिरागे आरज़ू दिखाकर तो देखिए, दिल में चिरागे आरज़ू दिखाकर तो देखिए, एक बार हमारे इवेंट में आकर तो देखिए। कलियां तबसुम की फूल बनती जाएंगी, कलियां तबसुम की फूल बनती जाएंगी, एक बार पार्टिसिपेंट्स का हौसला बढ़ाकर तो देखिए। Please clap for all the participants. Now with this, I would like to call Monica Sihag, pursuing BSc Chemistry, 3rd year from Chemistry Department. You are audible as well as visible. All the very best.
Thank you, Garima. Hi, myself Monica Sihag, and I feel very proud to share my views on such a great personality. Birsa Munda, he is the only tribal leader who have been so honored that their portrait hangs in Indian Parliament Museum. He was very much eager to lead a free life as he had understood the power of his own thinking and actions. He gave an initiate to millenarian movement, which means a belief of ideal peace and happiness in future period, a belief of transformation of society by religious or social groups. These tribal revolts were not only against the British, but also against the middleman like Zamindar or Mahajan, who are evicting the tribal peoples from their own land. It shows that the tribal people also had the capacity to protest against injustice. During his study, Bisa saw and learned there how tribals are being exploited. Then he gave a slogan to threatening the British Raj. Abua Raj Sate Jana Maharani Raj Tandu Jana, which means let the kingdom of Queen be ended and let our kingdom be established. You know, Birsa might not have been caught at that time in 1900, but British administration set a reward of 500 rupees. And for someone closer to Birsa, this greed of 500 rupees becomes greater than the beloved leader. Then, as has been said, Ghar ka bedi Lanka die. But still, Birsa forgave that person and proves the one who forgives is greater than the one who sins. Now let's move towards some motivating facts. Birsa's life was driven by poverty, but he still set a powerful example for all youth to emulate by giving more to society than more taken from it. He declared himself a server for all the people who are suffering from a lot of so we ourselves have to come forward and raising voice for our own right. Though Birsa was a tribal, but he still learned about Hindu religious system and studied ancient scripture along with Ramayana and Mahabharata. And look at us who having so many resources, but still may not know more about all of this. He urged all tribal people to give more concern on importance of prayer. Stay away from alcohol and having faith in God, which is also applicable in current context. Today's youth are just locked in social media. As they have no idea and as they have no desire to know about their culture, their ancestors and their country devotees. So what you all are waiting for? Just wake up and devote your time and contribution to such and great leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Absolutely wonderful performance it was. You really did very, very well. Now, I would like to call Tisha pursuing BA first year from Humanities Department. Tisha? Turn on your video.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are
Am I
audible
audible?
as well. All the very best.
True loves. Thank you. True loves, tribe have been intermixing colors to reveal a new rainbow world. Jai Hind to all. Today, Tisha Narula is going to deliver my views on our great freedom fighter, Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda was an Indian tribal freedom fighter, religious leader, and folk hero belonging to the Munda tribe of the Chota Nagpur Plateau area. He fought against the Britishers for the country and their cultural identity. He was such a leader who fought for the right of their fellow Indian tribal people. He was known as Bhagwan Birsa Munda. He was born on 15th of November 1875 at Ulihatu in Lohardagar district of Bengal Presidency, now in Khunti district of Jharkhand. He was the son of Sugna Munda and Kharmi Hatum Munda. Due to extreme poverty, Birsa Munda left his village and went to his maternal uncle's home, where he lived for 2 years. He received his primary education in Salga in German missionary school, where he adopted Christianity during 1886 to 1890. His family resided in Chabasa and come under the influence of Sardar's movement. Birsa left his German membership and joined the movement. In 1890s, Birsa started spreading awareness among the people about the laws which were against the tribal people. Birsa Munda revolted against the Britishers. Birsa Munda revolted against the Britishers, especially against the law which were against the agrarian structure of tribal people's land and their cultural identity. On 3rd March 1900, he arrested along with his guerrilla group of tribal people by the British government at Jankopai Forest at Chakradharpur. On 9th June 1900, he died in the age of 25 years. While kept in Ranchi jail, he became a godlike figure among the tribal people of his state. His thing which motivated me a lot. He spearheaded a religious movement that crosses in the Bengal presidency in the late 19th century during the British Raj, thereby making him an important leader. Thereby making him an important leader in the history of Indian independence movement. In relation to present scenario, government has taken major steps for the tribal peoples also. The Indian Constitution prescribes the safeguard and protection for scheduled tribes and for upliftment of their education and cultural identity and economic status. Article 330 and 332 of the Constitution that seats are reserved for the scheduled tribes in Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. Thank you.
Thank you, Tisha. Your performance was amazing. Really. Birsa Munda was the one who proved that if you are determined to do something, then no one can stop you. But if you are not willing to do something, then no one can help you. With this, now I am going to call our next participant, Vidhi Sachdeva, pursuing BSc first year from Computer Science Department.
जय हिंद, जय भारत। मैं केवल दे नहीं पुश्तैनी दावेदार हूँ इस जंगल का। पुश्तैनी दावेदार हूँ इस जंगल का। पुश्ते और दावे मरते हैं। मैं न कभी मरा था, मैं आज भी इस जंगल का हूँ, मैं कल भी इस जंगल का था और मैं परसों भी इस जंगल का रहूंगा। These were the courageous words of tribal freedom fighter Birsa Munda, who was hailing from Munda tribe, who was none other than Birsa Munda. A very good afternoon to all the beautiful souls present here. Today I am here to express my views on my ideal named Birsa Munda. I hope you all will listen it carefully. Birsa Munda, who was born on 15 November 1875 in Huti district, Jharkhand, whose mother name was Sugna Munda and his father was Karmi Hathu. He was totally excellent academically. Therefore, he put his education in German mission school where he had to opt Christianity and named as Birsa David. He was the man who was, when he completed his education, he barely raised a voice against British exploitations and British exploitation. When he raised his voice against British exploitation, he was totally against the L&T Act. L&T Act means Legal Tenancy Act. This act includes restricted the tribal peoples to transfer their land to non-tribals. He was a man who included the Birsa Munda Mutiny. Birsa Munda Mutiny, which he organized the Chutia Ke Mandir movement for tribal equality. First time, he was a man. Birsa Munda organized a movement on 5th January 1900. First time when he first headed his step with 7,000 men and women, tribal men and women in the India's freedom struggle, and therefore in that movement thousands of Britishers were killed, even hundreds of buildings, Britishers buildings were burnt by them, and they called it as Abua Disain, means the Swaraj is finally established. This was the time when the Britishers put the price of ₹500 on Birsa Munda at that time, and at that time Britishers put his arms and sent to Dumri Pahadi, where the Britishers killed thousands of tribes at that time and put some of the tribes to burnt alive. Birsa Munda, unfortunately, when he was resting in Jamkaropa forest, he was unfortunately catched by the British officers because one of the people from that Birsaits was called as the followers of the Birsa Munda. One of the Birsaits, greedy Birsaits, informed the British officers that Birsa Munda was resting in the Jamkaropi forest and they would catch him. On 3rd March 1900, we lost our brave son. We lost our brave leader, that is Birsa Munda, because of cholera. But some people have said that Britishers give poison to him because Britishers give poison to him, therefore he died of consuming that poison. And if somebody has asked me that Birsa Munda, whatever Birsa Munda did, you can do that. If somebody has asked me, I would totally reply, no, I can never do that. But I still tried my best. Birsa Munda had taught me, work hard for what you want, but you have to, but it will never be achieved without a fight. If you want to be at the best, you have to beat the best. If you want to achieve your dream, you have to fight for your dream. This was a man who lived.
Thank you, Vidhi. The time is over.
Please, 2 minutes. I just complete, please.
Yes.
Now he lived a small life, but he had a liberty in his community and tribes plan against British atrocities. I just want to say a little small thing, please. A freedom fighter, he always said, a freedom can never be bestowed. But it can be achieved. It can be achieved by your power. It can be achieved by your intelligence. It can be achieved by your hard work. It can be achieved by your patience. It can be achieved by your fight. Thank you. Have a nice day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Vidhi. Absolutely wonderful performance it was. फूलों के पास है खुशबू का साथ, सूरज के पास है रोशनी का साथ. इन पार्टिसिपेंट्स का उत्साह बढ़ जाएगा यदि इन्हें मिल जाए तालियों का साथ. Please give a big round of applause for all the participants. So with this, I would like to invite now Diksha, pursuing BTech 3rd year from EE department. Diksha.
Am I visible?
Yeah, you are visible as well as audible. All the very best.
Thank you. Good afternoon to all. This is Diksha from BTech Electrical 3rd year. So as we know, today we are celebrating 121st death anniversary of great freedom fighter Birsa Munda, who accomplished his achievements in the only age of 24. So we are paying tribute to him in the form of this event of Azadi Mahotsav. So let's start from the history. So as Jharkhand and Bihar never got his pay in by historians in the freedom fighting struggle, so Jharkhand is always hiding behind Bihar during the freedom fight of India. So this man Birsa Munda gives recognition to this particular Jharkhand place. He was born on 15th of November 1875. So he was born on Thursday, so he was named after the day of his birth, as per the custom of tribe Munda. He was born in Munda tribe. So he was very sharp in his studies. So he got to admitted in Christian missionary school. At that time, India was ruled by Britishers, so there was Christian missionary school. So he got admitted in that school. But there was a condition: if you got admitted in a Christian missionary school, you have to convert it into a Christian. So he got converted into a Christian. So he was renamed by Birsa David, and later he was renamed by Birsa Daud. So in that Christian school, he was taught that Christian principles and values is great, and you have to follow that principles and values to get admitted in that school. This results in he know the importance of his own culture and values. So he left that school and started to propagate his own Hindu religion values and principles in his tribe, and converted Christian converted tribal people. He stressed them to obey and to follow his Hindu religion principles and values and their own culture. From Vaishnav monk, he got teachings of Hindu religion, and he studied the old scriptures like Ramayana and Mahabharata. He started the worship of plant Tulsi, and he advised his tribal people that say no to alcohol and obey and follow his own principles. In the age of only 24, he influenced his tribal people to stand against Britishers and to fight back for their land, which was forcefully taken by the Britishers. With the struggles of with the struggle of Birsa Munda, it results in the hit back to Britishers that an act that in 1908 was established. As per that act, that land cannot be transferred to non-tribal man from a tribal to a non-tribal man. In 19 after that he got jailed by Britishers, and it was said that he was died due to cholera. But thank you.
Thank you, Diksha. You performed really very, very well. Now, Santosh is coming, pursuing MCOM from HSB department. Santosh, turn on your video and audio. Are you getting me?
Call next participant.
Okay.
No,
So
Santosh is
now
there.
I am going.
Santosh is there.
Yes, sir.
Santosh is there.
Yes, sir.
All the very best, Santosh.
Thank you very much. Very good afternoon to all present here. It is a great honor for me to speak on this honorable day and honorable person called Mr. Birsa Munda. So, as he was born in 15th November 1875 in Ranchi, and his father belonged to a forest tribal. His father is a farmer named Sugna Munda. So from his childhood, he has to move from one place to another place for studying and for other work. So he studied at school when he met Mr. Jepal Nag. He said him that you should study in missionary school. Then he admissioned in that school, and whenever he have to rename himself as Birsa David. Then he realized that the Christianity school and the principals are trying to transfer their religion, their culture. Then he don't want to continue this study, and he left the school. So when he was a very self-respected person, when he was adult, his family want that he worked for British officers, for British company, but he directly refused that no, I don't do anything like this. So his father was not happy with him. So for feeding his family, he had to theft jewelry to feed his family that was left to a dead body, and he said that this food is given by God for living people because dead bodies don't feel any hunger. So this is the age of 19-20 year of his life. This is a very great turning point in his life, because after this incident, his father said him that just get out of my house and just let your books with yours because they can't feed us. So the Birsa Munda said that this is not the way. I can't give up, because I can't give up, and I have to go with my own thoughts, with my own self-respect. So he moved from his village, and during this period, he started visiting one village to another village and see that the tribal people are in a very miserable condition. So their condition was not so good because their land was forcefully grabbing by the British company, and during this visit he met a person that called Mr. Anand Pandey. He said himself that you should learn a lot of things to fight against the British people. So he started teaching him. He started the knowledge of his Ayurveda to him, and he are now able to treat people in his diseases, and he treated people. Vaishnav monk. He also studied about Mahabharata and Ramayana, and he is very strict and tempt to the Hindu religion. After the studied about all these things and treatment of various diseases, he's come back to his village, and from where he started his journey to fight with the British. He started treated people, so the people are starting him to give respect, and they are started to obey his. So from here he started people's influencing that you should fight for yourself, because nobody want to do itself for you, so you should fight for yourself. He influenced people to say no to alcohol, and get together and fight for British rule, because this land is yours, and no one can forcibly grab this. And he started his movement Ul Gulam. He started his movement Ul Gulam. That is a great movement, and that has reacting the reflect of this Ul Gulam is we can see in the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act, which is a very big hit to the British company and his colonialism and so Mr. Munda do this by the age of 25. So there is a lot of things we can learn from him, because he to see his life, we can learn that if you want to do something, there is no matter how old you are. He is only 25 years. That then he gives people a very big freedom. His Tribal and Tenancy Act, and after this, the tribal people are now owner of their own land, and there nobody transfer from tribal people to non-tribal people. So there is a lot of things from his journey to start that every revolution against exploitation and discrimination, we have to be our own vision and have to courage to fight against anything. And there is no matter how old we are, if we have determined to our vision, we can do anything we want to do. So great pleasure for me to speak about a honorable person, and I really salute that personality. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Santosh. What a beautiful performance it was. Now I think the spirit is getting low. Yes, is it so? Answer me, is it so? Yes, but I think it is so. So just come with me and show me your Josh. Where is the Josh? Show me your Josh. Bharat Mata Ki. Speak out. Bharat Mata Ki. Jai. Bharat Mata Ki. Jai. Vande Mataram. Where are you people? Are you not getting me? Are you getting me?
Garima,
Yes.
all are muted. They can't unmute themselves.
Okay, not to worry. Vande Mataram. Okay, so with this spirit, now I am going to call the next participant, Sakshi, pursuing BSc third year. Sakshi, turn on your video and audio. Yeah, you are audible as well as visible. All the very best.
Thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. Myself Sakshi from BSc 3rd. Today we are talking about a freedom fighter their sacrifice to the independence of India. As we all know, Indian independence was not an easy task. We are in 21st century and we are enjoying every kind of freedom without any rules and restriction. Just because the freedom, just because the sacrifices made by our freedom fighters. Freedom fighter is a person who fight for their nation. Now I'm gonna talk about a freedom fighter whose name is Birsa Munda, who was born on 15th November 1875 at Ranchi. He was a tribal Indian freedom fighter and a religious leader. He was very sharp in studies and he was very expert in playing flute and always used to carry a instrument made by a pumpkin. When he was a child, he met a priest. The priest impressed him with his sweet little talk. Then you must change your religion. Then you got a good study. So in Christian missionary schools, we have to change our religion to pursue your studies. So Birsa Munda have to change his religion into Christianity to go German mission school. So after that, he renamed German David. He left German mission school after few years of studying between 1886 to 1890. And also he spent a lot of time at Chaibasa, who was close to the center of the Sardars. This had a strong impact on the mind of Birsa Munda, who soon become a part of anti-missionaries and anti-government programs. And Birsa Munda pushed a strong anti-British sentiment and mobilized thousands of tribe folks to form generic armies to attack British Raj. There is a slogan which still remembered by the British Raj and which was written on the slates of Odisha, West Bengal, Bihar, and Madhya Pradesh. And the slogan was Raj Setar Jana, Maharani Raj Tundu Jana, which means let the kingdom of Queen be ended and our kingdom be established. He recalled himself as a prophet who come to recover his kingdom from the Queen reason. He said, let the Queen reason be ended and established and Munda's reason begin. He ordered tenant farmers to not pay the rents of their fields. He also started a movement Ulgulan, and which was known as the Great Tulumut. And he was arrested in 24th August 1895, and he spent almost 2.5 years in the jail, and he released almost January 1898. So after releasing from the jail, he went his followers and collect all their record and do work on the re-establish their racial links. He wanted to do lot of work for their tribes. Then there are many things we are learned from Birsa Munda. He was a great personality, and Birsa Munda was a symbol of patriotism and a bravery. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi. Your performance was amazing. It was superb. So now I am going to call Gaurav Kumar, pursuing BTech first year from IT department.
Yes, start. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. All the very best.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Respected chief guest and the director, sir, and all my friends. This is Gaurav, the BTech IT from the Department of Computer Science Engineering. I will tell you about the life of the Birsa Munda, his work and his achievement and his lessons which we learned from them. Now let us start. Firstly, I am telling you who is Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda was an Indian tribal freedom fighter and a religious leader and the folk hero who belonged to the tribe of Munda. He was born on the 15th November 1875 in the Jharkhand. He spearheaded an Indian tribal religious millenarian that was built. He had an Indian tribal religious millenarian that arose in the tribal belt of the Bihar and the Jharkhand. In the late 19th century, during the British Raj, this was a period which was make an important in the Indian history of the independence movement. He was long stay at Chaibasa from 1886 to 1890. It was one of the changing moment of his life. What was that moment? Firstly, I'm telling you what was that moment. This period marked German and the Roman Catholic agitation, so that the British government decided to implement Christianity culture towards them. So his father decided to withdrawing his son from the school. Then he participated in the agitation stemming from the popular disaffection at the restriction imposed upon the traditional rights in the protected forest. Therefore, the government has decided then during 1893 in Bihar and the Jharkhand, all the wasteland in the villages, ownership which were vested in government, all the wasteland ownership which are vested in government has constituted in the Indian forest under the Indian Forest Act of 1882. Then the people has lost their right. Not only their rights, they have even reduced to the position of the farmland. So government, then the Birsa along with the Munda responded with a series of revolt under his leadership. Then the Birsa Munda has started a lot of the movement, but this was a great movement. Then he was arrested by the British government, and British government was sent a reward of 500 rupees, and he was arrested on the 3 March 1900, and he died in the 9 June 1900 in the Ranchi jail. Although British government claimed that he was died of cholera, but he never showed such type of symptoms. He was a great personality, but he was not present here. At last, I want to say that he was a great personality. He was one of the Indian tribal religious leader, and he was one of the folk hero, but he was not present here. But his work, his achievement will always remain forever in the heart of the Indian society. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. You really did very, very, very well. Yes, it is true that today's generation can learn so much from Birsa Munda's life. If I talk about myself, then I learned from him that if you don't fight for what you want, then don't cry for what you lost. So with this, I am going to call the next participant, Himani, pursuing BA first year from Humanities Department. Himani.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible as well as visible. All the very best, Himani.
Thank you, Garima. Okay, so your fight brought us happiness. We salute you for what you have done for us. We will remember you every time. We will promise you that we will build ourselves as a good citizen of India. A very good afternoon to one and all present here, my respected teachers, chief guests, and my dear friends. This is Himani Dhariwal of class BA first year, going to represent my views about one of the unsung heroes of our freedom struggle, Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda was born on 15 November 1875. He was born at Lohardaga district of Bengal Presidency in Jharkhand. He is not only a freedom fighter but also a folk hero and a religious leader. In spite he also participated in many anti-missionary activities. About his education, he received his education at Salga, and he spent his childhood in Christian missionaries. He was also a leader of millenarian movement which arose in Bengal Presidency through which make him a very important figure in our independence movement. He wanted to reform the society, so he learned many Hindu religious teachings from Mahabharata and Ramayana. Later, he was also spent his childhood in Christian missionaries, and he was advised by his teachers to enroll in German missionary school. And later he was forced to join the Christianity religion. But later he gave up the Christianity and learned many Hindu religious teachings. And after this, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Himani. You did very, very well. Now, the Gaurav, pursuing BTech first year from Civil Engineering Department, is going to present his speech. Gaurav?
Yeah. Yes. Am I visible? Am I audible?
You are not audible. Yeah, now you are.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay,
You can
okay,
start.
Okay.
All the very best.
My name is Gaurav and I am from Civil Engineering Department. Here I want to speak upon the freedom fighters of India, one of the freedom fighters of India, that is Birsa Munda. First of all, who was Birsa Munda? Birsa Munda was an Indian freedom fighter and a tribal leader who revolted against the British rule. He was a visionary who played a crucial role in the liberation of his community. The tribal people who were exposed to persistent dominance by the British exploitative policies and atrocities. His own experience as a boy, when he traveled from one place to another in search of work, provided him with an understanding of different matters from which the community was suffering due to British operations. After realizing the fact that the British company arrived in India to torture people and carry the wealth abroad, he started spreading awareness to expose the agenda of British and gathered his army of tribals. The army responded with movements and protests against the injustice towards the tribals by the British Raj. He also claimed himself as the messenger of Almighty God and told his followers to follow the concept of one God. His influence, personality, and motivational speeches encouraged public to believe in the power of freedom. His efforts for the restoration of full ownership rights of tribals exemplified his leadership and vision. Now, let us talk about his early life and childhood. He was born on November 15, 1875 in Kulihatu, Kunti district, Jharkhand, to Subna Munda, an agriculture laborer, and his wife Karni Munda. Due to poverty, he was taken to his maternal uncle's village, where he lived for 2 years. He also accompanied his mother's younger sister to her new home after her marriage. He received his early education from a school at Salga run by Jaipal Nag, and being a sharp student, he was persuaded by Jaipal Nag to attend German mission school. Therefore, he was converted to Christianity as Birsam David and got enrolled in school. He studied for few years before opting out. Then, from 1886 to 1890, his family resided at Chayabasa, a place which came under the influence of Sardars. He was very much influenced by those activities and was encouraged to support the anti-government movement. Later, he involved himself in the popular agitation movement against the unjust laws enforced upon the traditional rights of Mutas in the protected forest in Gorkhat area. During early 1890s, he started spreading awareness among the common people about the plans of British company to gain total control of India. He emerged as a successful leader, revolted against the dual challenge of breakdown and cultural challenge. The movement demonstrated that tribals were the real protectors of the soil and also demanded the expulsion of middlemen and the Britishers. Then the movement eventually faded out after his demise, but it was a remarkably significant movement as it forced the colonial government to introduce laws so that the land of tribal people could not easily be taken away by the outsiders. It also symbolized the strength of tribal community and the courage tribals
Okay,
possessed.
thank you, Gaurav. Your time is over. Your performance was amazing. So it is really said that Birsa Munda was the one who proved it that nothing depends on luck. Each and everything depends on work. Even luck also has to work. So with this, I am going to call the next participant, Prashant, pursuing B Pharma first year from Pharmaceutical Department. Prashant?
Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, you are audible as well as visible. All the very best, Prashant.
Thank you. Good afternoon, respected teachers and my dear friends. My name is Prashant Agarwal. I'm a student of B Pharmacy first year. Today, I'm here to present my thoughts on the life and contribution of Birsa Munda and how he raised his voice against the violence and injustice of British government to the local tribal groups. As he was not well educated and was born in a tribal community, even then he raised his voice. Birsa Munda was born on 15 November 1875 at Ulihatu in Lohardah district of Bengal Presidency. He was in Lohardah, which now in Khunti district of Jharkhand. Birsa Munda was born in Munda Munda tribe, which is one of the main tribe of the Bengal Presidency. His father Sugana Munda was a crop sharer and labor. He also have 3 elder siblings. Birsa Munda early years were spent with his with his parents at Chaldaha. Birsa Munda from his childhood was very fond of playing flute and carry instrument which is made of pumpkin, which he used to play at every place. Birsa Munda grazed sheep in forest. Birsa Munda was very brave and strong and used to play in sand and dust with his friends. His early life was not different from any average Munda child. Derived from the poverty, he was sent to his maternal uncle's village in Ayubhatu. In Ayubhatu, he spent 2 years. It was surrounded by Christian missionaries, which attacked traditional Munda order and want to convert them into Christianity. At Ayubhatu, Birsa Munda went to a missionary school where his teacher advised him to join German missionary school. For that, he has to converted. Birsa Munda was forced to convert into Christianity. After conversion, he was renamed as Birsa David. After 2 years of studying in German school, he left. The year between the 1886 to 1890 was the forming period of his life. In this period, British government imposed Forest Protection Act. According to this act, the ownership of land was taken from the tribal groups and was given to the government. The government declared almost land of tribal groups as forest, protected forest, and tribal groups are restricted to take any resource from that forest, including wood, fruits, etc. Birsa Munda was very disturbed and from this step and want to protest against the British government. He gave a famous slogan. Abe Raj Sate Jana Maharani Raj Dundu Jana, which means let the kingdom of the let the kingdom of the queen to be ended and our kingdom to be established. This was also remembered in many states of India at now also in Jharkhand, Bengal, etc. Birsa Munda was very
Am I audible to you? Am I audible?
Yes, Garima, yes.
Yes, Garima, you are.
Okay, thank you, Prashant. It was really a very nice performance. Now, I am going to call the next participant, Meghna, pursuing BSc first year from Economics Department.
A very good afternoon to Honorable Chief Guest, respected judges, and my dear colleagues. I am Meghna, studying in first year in Economics Department. I am here to express my views on Birsa Munda. Do you all know who was Birsa Munda? Birsa Munda is known to have mobilized the tribal community against the British and forced the British colonial officials to implement the rules against the protecting of the land of the tribal groups. Birsa Munda was born on 15 November 1875, and he was an Indian tribal leader and also religious leader and folk hero who belongs to Ulihatu, Lohadaga district in West Bengal. And he was very, very popular in the Bengal presidencies. And his father name was Sarma Munda and her mother name was Karma Hatu.
Am I audible to you? Hello. Hello.
Yes, Garima, you are audible.
Okay, actually, I am really very sorry. I am facing some kind of network issues. So next I'm going to call Garima, pursuing BSc Chemistry Honors, second year from Chemistry Department. Garima, turn your video and audio.
Okay, I am audible.
Yes.
Okay. राजा ने रानी चे राज्य संपले आनी, आपापले राज्य स्थापित करू दे, said the great Indian revolutionary freedom fighter Birsa Munda, the tribal folk hero, religious leader, and the godlike figure of the Munda tribe from the Chota Nagpur region in present-day Jharkhand, who fought against the Britishers for their freedom and their rights. His spirit of activism has been remembered as the first spark of British against the British rule in India. From the childhood, he was surrounded by Christian missionaries who always wanted to convert as many as tribals to Christians. As he was good in academics, he was admitted to a German school where he had to adopt Christianity. But after a few years, he left the school and with it left the Christian missionary. Inspired by other leaders who were struggling for their freedom, he got in the movements of the anti-government and the anti-missionaries movements, and also created his own army of guerrilla people with his followers. He exposed the laws of the British governments, which could snatch the rights of the tribal people to utilize the land of jungle and their agricultural land. He addressed his fellow tribals to stop being treated by them like this. He always wanted to reform the tribal society. He stressed on the importance of prayer and staying away from alcohol. And due to this, he made one new religion called Birseth, which only believed in one God and need to study the own culture and not to forget the cultural roots. He started the Ulgulan movement or the Munda rebellion with his followers. Later on, struggling for their freedom and their cultural identity, he was catched by the British Army and was put in the Ranchi jail, where he died only at the age of 25 years. When people cannot decide even where they want to go in their life or what they want to do, he gave his life for the people, for his people. But he was able to liberate his tribal people, his tribal society, and sustain their cultural identity. Though facing so many problems and obstacles in his way, he was able to do what he wanted. He has set a great example of revolutionary, courageous, great leader with great vision and ideas, who gave more to society than what's taken and became the voice for the voiceless. That's what all we need to have in us in this age where we can do anything for our people and us. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Your speech was very awesome, Garima. So now I am going to call the next participant, Himanshi, pursuing BCom first year from Commerce Department.
I'm audible or visible?
Yeah, you are audible as well as visible. All the very best.
Thank you. One individual may die for an idea, but the idea will, after his death, incarnate itself in 1,000 of lives. A very good afternoon to all. Today, I, Himanshi, a student of BCom, is going to speak on the life of our great freedom fighter, Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda was a revolutionary freedom fighter who struggled against the British government, and he was born on 15th of November 1875 in the Jharkhand state of India. He was born on Thursday, which is called Birsa in their language, so he was named Birsa. Birsa Munda is well known as a tribal folk hero, and he was only the leader who started agitating against the laws made by the British government, who could snatch the rights of tribal people to access and utilizations of the resources of jungle. Birsa Munda also made his army of guerrilla peoples who can fought with Britishers, and it became a godlike figure among the tribal people. Birsa Munda also opposed his move that the Britishers are also attacking on the identity of the tribal peoples and converting them into Christians. And due to the extreme poverty, he left his ancestral village and went to his maternal uncle's home, and where he lived for 2 years. And when in his childhood he was good in studies, so he joined German mission school, and where he was converted into Christianity. And the Christian name of Birsa Munda was Birsa David, but later on it became Birsa Dod. And a famous slogan of Birsa Munda is, "Let the kingdom of king and queens be ended, and our kingdom is established." And this slogan was accepted by whole nation. And there are some reputed organizations which are running on his name, like Birsa Munda Airport in Ranchi, Birsa Munda Science and Technology, and there are many more. Birsa Munda died on 9th of June 1900. When he was died, he was in the jail of Ranchi, and Britishers declared that it was died by Gloria, but many tribal peoples assumed that it was died by the poison given by Britishers. Birsa Munda always be remembered as an Indian rebellion who was motivating us in still now. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Himanshi. You did very, very well. As we should learn so much, there is a lot of things to learn from this freedom fighter. As today we need more today we need more freedom fighters like him. So now I am going to call the next participant, Sonam, pursuing BA second year from Humanities Department.
Hello everyone, I'm Sonam.
All the very best, Sonam.
So I want to tell you something about Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda was an Indian freedom fighter, religious leader, and folk hero from the Munda tribe of the Nagpur area. His spirit of activism is remembered as a strong mark of protest against British rule in India. He was born on 15 November 1875 in Ulihatu in Bengal Presidency, now in the Kunti district of Jharkhand. He was named after that day according to the then prevalent Munda custom. He received his early education of at Salga under the guidance of his teacher, Jaipal Nag. Christian missionaries forced Birsa to change his religion and they renamed him as Birsa Daud. Gradually, Birsa became a part of anti-missionary and anti-government programs. From a Vaishnava monk, Birsa learned about Hindu religion, teaching, and studied ancient scriptures along the Ramayana and Mahabharata. Birsa Munda founded a religion called Birset. Through his religion, Munda made a strong anti-British sentiment and mobilized hundreds of tribal folk to form guerrillas army to attack the Raj Munda's slogan, Raj se tar jana, Maharani Raj Tundu jana, which means let the kingdom of Queen be ended and our kingdom will be established. Birsa Munda started a movement called Ulgulana or Great to Mul between 1886 to 1890. He was arrested by the British police on March 3, 1990 and died in Ranchi on June 9 that year. Birsa Munda all his contribution for nation in just 25 years of his life journey. We're glad to say that government gives him respect to creating Jharkhand on his birth anniversary 2000. These heroes always alive in our heart. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Sonam. What a beautiful performance it was. Now, the last but not the least, Bharti is coming, who is pursuing BSc first year from Economics Department, going to present her speech. So, Bharti, please turn on your video as well as audio. Bharti, are you getting me?
Good afternoon, ma'am. May I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you are audible as well as visible. All the very best, Bharti.
Yes. Good afternoon, ma'am. And good afternoon, everyone. Today I am going to present a short speech on Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda was an Indian tribal freedom fighter, religious leader, and folk hero who belonged to the Munda tribe. Birsa Munda was born on 15 November in 1875 at Ulihati in Lohadagar district. His father name was Sugana Munda and his mother name was Karmi Hatu. Birsa spent much of his childhood moving from one to another village with his parents. He belonged to Munda tribe in the Chota Nagpur Plateau area. And by the time he left Chhaivesi in 1890, Birsa was strongly entrenched in the movement against the British oppression of the tribal community. And
Birsa Munda was started in advice to tribal people to pursuing their original traditional tribal religious system. Impressed by his teachings, he became a prophet figure to the tribal people, and they shout of his blessing. And his blessings. Munda achieved are known to one by even more remarkable by which of the fact that he came to argue them before he was 25. Unconditionally of his impact on the nation's movement. The state of Jharkhand was created on his birth anniversary 2000. And thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Bharti. You really did very, very well. So now, is there any participant who is still left? Tell me if there is anyone. Is there any participant who is left till now? Whose turn has not come yet? So I think no. Okay. जीत के खातिर जुनून चाहिए, जिसमें उबाल हो ऐसा खून चाहिए. आसमां भी आएगा जमीन पर, बस इरादों में जीत की गूंज चाहिए. Now, it's my humble request to our honorable guest, Vikas Verma sir, to put his views on this event and announce the best speaker.
तो आप सभी को मेरी तरफ से शुभकामनाएं और बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. मैं सबसे पहले आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूँगा प्रताप जी का, जिन्होंने मुझे इस सीरीज में जुड़ने का मौका दिया और आप लोगों के बिरसा मुंडा जी के बारे में जो वक्तव्य था उसको सुनने का मौका दिया. साथ में धन्यवाद करना चाहूँगा गंगेश जी का, आदित्य जी का और गरिमा पूर्वा जी. गरिमा रियली मेरे लिए बड़ा इस्तेमाल से भी है. आपने जो, हाँ जी सर,
ठीक है.
हेलो,
ठीक है विकास जी.
आई एम ऑडिबल?
यस विकास जी.
तो आपने बहुत अच्छी तरीके से पूरे इस कार्यक्रम का होस्ट किया. तो आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू प्रताप जी. आपने बड़ा अच्छा मुझे मौका दिया और सभी के वक्तव्य सुनने से बड़ा.
विकास जी, माय सजेशन, विकास जी आपकी आवाज ना बीच में ब्रेक हो रही है.
2-3 विचार मैं आप सभी के साथ करना चाहूँगा.
विकास जी आपकी आवाज बीच में ब्रेक हो रही है, तो आप लीड हटा लोगे तो ज्यादा बेटर रहेगा. ब्रेक हो रही है बीच में ब्रेक हो रही है. लीड हटा लो एक बार. कई बार वो लीड की वजह से डिस्टर्बेंस.
हेलो, आप नहीं, जस्ट गिव मी वन चांस. मैं लॉग इन होता हूँ. तो हेलो.
हाँ जी विकास जी, अब ठीक है.
हाँ चलिए, मैं दूसरे से लॉग इन, कई बार टेक्नोलॉजी का बड़ा वो रहता है. सो सबसे पहले मैं आप सभी का आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूंगा, सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का, जिन्होंने बिरसा मुंडा जी के बारे में अपने वक्तव्य रखे। और मैं आभारी हूँ प्रताप जी का, डायरेक्टर ट्रेनिंग प्लेसमेंट गुरु जम्बेश यूनिवर्सिटी हिसार, जो मुझे आप सभी से इस सीरीज में जुड़ने का एक अच्छा मौका दिया और अपने आप को भी जागृत करने का एक ये मुझे लगता है एक मुझे मौका मिला है। साथ में मैं आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूंगा रंजीत जी का, आदित्य वीर जी का, जो इस सीरीज को कंटिन्यू किए हुए हैं, इस व्याख्यान माला को। तो आप सभी धन्यवाद, दिल से धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि आपने बच्चों के लिए इस लॉकडाउन में इतना अच्छा कार्यक्रम आयोजित कर रहे हैं। साथ में अपूर्वा जी का, जो कोऑर्डिनेट कर रही हैं, और गरिमा जी, इनके साथ आज मेरा बड़ा सुखद अनुभव हुआ, क्योंकि मैं भी केमिस्ट्री डिपार्टमेंट से हूं और गरिमा जी भी हैं। तो इन्होंने जो मंच का संचालन बहुत खूबसूरती से किया है, तो हमें बड़ा अच्छा लगा। इसके लिए आपका बहुत बहुत गरिमा जी धन्यवाद। तो मेरे मन में भी काफी विचार आ रहे हैं बिरसा मुंडा जी के बारे में। मुझे जैसे ही पता चला इसके ऊपर वक्तव्य है और प्रताप जी ने मुझे बताया, तो थोड़ा बहुत मैं काफी जानता था, तो उसके बाद लेकिन आप सबसे सुनने से मुझे बड़ा मेरे ज्ञान में वृद्धि हुई, मैं ये कह सकता हूँ। तो कुछ 2-3 चीजें आप सभी विद्यार्थियों के साथ मैं अपने साझा करना चाहूंगा। तो पहला चीज, हमें कुछ चीजें सीखने की आवश्यकता है और कुछ चीजें इंस्पायर होने की आवश्यकता है। पहली चीज, जो एक चीज बिरसा मुंडा जी के बारे में यदि मैं कहूँ, उन्होंने जो पहला अपना जो संघर्ष है वो 19 साल की उम्र में किया और उनको 2 साल जेल हुई थी। तो ये सोच सकते हैं भाई, जब 19 साल की उम्र में उन्होंने कुछ करने की ठानी इतनी कम उम्र में, और उसके बाद 25 साल की उम्र में उन्होंने देश के लिए एक वीरगति पाई। तो इसलिए उम्र की सीमा कहीं पे भी कहीं नहीं होती है। तो इसलिए हमें उम्र के बारे में नहीं सोचना चाहिए और हमारे अपने लगन और हमारे जो लक्ष्य है उनके प्राप्ति तक हमें बढ़ना चाहिए और हमें अवश्य उसमें सफलता मिलेगी। दूसरा चीज, एक चीज सभी ने अपने वक्तव्य में रखी, भाई वो पहले मिशनरी स्कूल में थे और बाद में उन्होंने रामायण और सारे हमारे जो कुछ संस्कृति के बारे में उन्होंने कई काव्य पढ़े। तो यहाँ से यदि इसकी आप गहराई में जाओगे तो इससे हमें ये सीख मिलती है, जब तक हम अपनी संस्कृति, अपने हमारे जो हिस्ट्री है, हमारा कल्चर है, उसके साथ नहीं जुड़ेंगे, तब तक हमें आत्मज्ञान की प्राप्ति नहीं होती है। हमें हमारी संस्कृति और कल्चर से यदि हम उससे जुड़ सकेंगे तो ही हम दूसरे लोगों को भी जागृत कर पाएंगे। तो उन्होंने जो ये बाद में जो ज्ञान उन्होंने लिया, उसमें एक और चीज जो मैं सभी में जोड़ना चाहूंगा, उन्होंने वो अच्छे वैद्य भी थे। उन्होंने जो जड़ी बूटियों के बारे में बहुत अच्छी उसके नॉलेज ली थी और वो लोगों का काफी इलाज भी करते थे, वो बड़े फेमस थे, तो इसलिए उनको भगवान का दर्जा भी दिया जाता था। तो इसलिए मैं आप सभी से आग्रह करूंगा, आप सभी हमारी अपनी जो संस्कृति है इससे जुड़े, हमारे कल्चर से जुड़े रहें और हमारा जो हमारी हिस्ट्री है, जो हमारा इतिहास है, उस पर आप गौरवान्वित फील करें। तभी हम यदि गौरवान्वित अनुभव करेंगे, तभी हम बहुत अच्छे से आगे से अपने देश सेवा कर पाएंगे और एक अच्छे नागरिक बन पाएंगे। तो ये मेरे छोटा सा एक जो चीज था जो मैंने सीखी और जो आपके साथ साझा की है। आशा करता हूँ हम सभी लोग, उसमें मैं भी, आप भी सभी हैं, तो हम इन सब से बिरसा मुंडा जी से प्रेरणा लेंगे और अपने कार्य में आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे, अपने लक्ष्य निर्धारित करते रहेंगे। जजमेंट का कार्य बहुत कठिन था, क्योंकि बहुत सारे सभी लोगों ने, पहली चीज तो मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा, आप सभी मेरे लिए, तो क्योंकि आपने बिरसा मुंडा जी के बारे में पढ़ लिया और यहाँ बता दिया, तो आप सभी विनर हैं। सो फर्स्ट थिंग इज ऑल ऑफ यू आर विनर, क्योंकि जो हमारे अपने संस्कृति, इतिहास और जो हमारे देशभक्त के बारे में जान लेता है और उसके बारे में दूसरों को बता देता है, तो वो सभी बधाई के पात्र और सभी लोग आप विनर है। तो मेरे लिए, मेरी तरफ से आप सभी के लिए बहुत बहुत तालियां। तो मेरे लिए बड़ा टफ है, बहुत सारे हैं, हिमांशी, सोनम, भारती है, मोनिका है, सभी ने बहुत अच्छा वक्तव्य पेश किए, काफी सारे और नाम भी हैं। और क्योंकि ये मिक्स था, इसमें जो कंटेंट क्या था, प्रेजेंटेशन क्या थी, और किस भावना के साथ इसको प्रेजेंट किया जा रहा था, तो इन सभी को देखते हुए मैं तिशा है, बीए से है तिशा, तो वो आज के विनर हैं इस इवेंट के। तो वंस अगेन कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन टू तिशा, और आप सभी प्रतिभागियों को मेरी तरफ से बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
Thank you so much, sir. So congratulations to all the participants and especially congratulations to Tisha. So now I would like to invite Dr. Ranjit sir for presenting the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Garima. And I would like to congratulate all of the participants for such a nice lectures. They delivered actually very nicely today, and I am really, really happy for them. Some of them were really excellent, I would like to say. And of course, we learned about our freedom fighter, but in that process, we are actually improving our communication skills also. So there are many advantages of this weekly event series by Spikeathan Club. So what I rever about Birsa Munda, Bhagwan Birsa Munda, is that actually he derailed the entire sinister plot of missionaries to convert this tribal belt into Christianity in one shot. He inspired many actually to go to their cultural and religious route, and in that way we connected to our motherland in a much better way. So many of us can think that the tribals are destitute, they are very poor, they don't know much, but it is not the case. They are as Indian as we are, and they have a very strong belongingness to this culture and heritage of this land. But that was not visible to these English or this British people. They actually tried a very well used trick on that you convert these people into our religion, and then they will forget about their motherland entirely. And they had used that very successfully in Africa, whole of the Africa and the whole of the South America. And they converted those people, and then there was no freedom struggle there, because those people lost their belongingness to their land, and by that way they became kind of a mental slave of British or other European countries. As one of the leading, one of the greatest writer from the Africa said, that European came and they said, okay, close your eyes and pray. And when we opened our eyes, we found that we are having Bible in our hand, but everything was gone. So that was the tragedy that was inflicted by this whole conversion process to many part of the world. So Birsa Munda actually inspired many to not to convert and to connect our cultural and religious roots in a very nice way. So in that way, I think all of the participants really highlighted this point very nicely. I am really happy. We are really happy, and I would like to thank them that for their nice presentation. So of course, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Dr. Vikas Verma for agreeing to be our guest of honor for this 5th weekly event. Dr. Vikas Verma is a renowned researcher and is known for his excellent teaching style in chemistry department of university. We are very grateful for his appearance, for finding time from his busy schedule. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So as we know that we are celebrating 75th anniversary of Indian freedom struggle, Indian freedom. We could not participate in freedom struggle, nor we had to sacrifice our money, career, or life, as many of the freedom fighter had to. They did that gleefully, with happiness. So in this scenario, it is our duty that we remember them and we remember their sacrifice in order to get freedom for us. So that was the motivation given by Director of Training and Placement Cell, and he spearheaded this whole spearheading is this whole set of event. We are very grateful to Pratap ji for this motivation, and we are grateful to Deputy Director of Training and Placement Cell, Aditya Veerji, for working tirelessly for arranging everything we require, and all the team of Speakathon Club that is working very hard. There is a lot of work to do for each weekly event. I am really grateful for their efforts, for their honest and sincere effort. And of course, Garima carried out the whole event effortlessly today. I am really thankful to Garima also. So in all, thank you all for such a nice event. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So before ending this event, I would like to share